In today's video, I want to go over the best way, in my opinion, to unlock the fighter currency inside of MultiVersus. I have good news and bad news. The good news is I have tried my best to figure out the best strategy, and there definitely is one, but it's actually not the best, or at least there is no really amazing strategy to do this, or at least one that will relatively get you the fighter currency fast. Now obviously you probably do know what the fighter currency is. It is the thing that allows you to purchase characters. For example, I don't use the fighter currency, at least yet. I have 10 character tokens. I did play the beta and I did buy like a special edition of the game back when it was still available, so I do believe that's where my character currency came from, so I could basically purchase all these characters. But you will be basically using it to purchase them, and you can't buy it inside of the store. It's not here, an in-game currency that you unlock. So the first method of how to get it, and that is two different ones: battle passes, which unfortunately isn't going to be free as of right now. As you can see, tier 9 will give it to me for free, but tier 15 you do have to have the battle pass purchased, and then so on and so forth. It doesn't show up every time, and you do get some of it. Like 600 isn't bad on tier 31 for free, and a 637 not for free. You get the idea. But another way is by completing the missions or any kind of challenges that are out, which also include the events. For logging in 3 days in a row as of right now, I will get 300 of the fighter currency. For playing a PvP match with a friend, I would get 300 currency, and then if I play 2v2 PvP games, I will get 250 and a bit of XP. But do not fear, as you can also get it from the challenges or the events that are out. So for example, this Joker one, if I complete enough challenges, I will be able to unlock 700 of this fighter currency and everything else. Now you obviously already know these methods. I'm kind of going over them briefly just because I feel like mentioning them, they're going to be here and they're going to be available. But what if I told you that there is actually a different strategy to this, that you can essentially get around 15,000 and up depending on the time frame of you playing the game, and that is by completing the levels on your characters. This is definitely the method that I personally found is one of the best to at least unlock the currency consistently, so that you can play and get the currency itself. So for example, here, if I get the banana guard up to level 5, I will get 100 of that currency. And I know that's not a lot, but don't fear, you get 200 on level 10, and then also on top of all of that you get 300 at 14, and altogether that adds up to 600. So that is kind of a lot, you know. It isn't craziest amount, but from my calculations that added up to around 15,000, which will allow you to get around 3 characters, which obviously isn't the best. Now you might be wondering, but how do I level up these characters fast? I think I kind of cracked the system. Level 1 on your character will be unlocked no matter what. You just have to essentially play as the character itself. But to get up to the next levels, I've noticed that playing 4 games, and you can play these 4 games against AI in the rifts, I recommend just playing the easiest mode and the first one of either the Joker challenges as of right now or the Velma ones, and just fighting the boss over and over. And the nice thing with this is it doesn't specify that the amount of like damage and stuff you do will be getting you the level progression. No, it just says play games to level up. So if you don't want to play against players, you don't have to, but you can also. You won't be getting less XP for your fighter if you perform bad, at least from what I've noticed. And another thing that I was also able to crack down is in between the levels, it's around 4 games to 5, depending on how nice they are to you, you'll be able to level up your character. So it is quite a lot to get, you know, in between levels. If you ever plan to max out your character, you also do get Gleamium at the very end. So if you multiply the 150 by the 26 characters that are inside of the game, if my calculations are correct, I hope they are, because I get embarrassed way too much on this internet, you can get 3,900 Gleamium for completely free, which, if you don't know, that is kind of plentiful to unlock a lot of these characters skins if you ever want to get them. So they are very generous with the amount of Gleamium that you can get, and I will probably be covering that in a different video because I think that's incredible. But yeah, that's how you get fighter currency. Oh, and also, I completely forgot, you can get a bunch of fighter currency by spending money. So I do have Euro currency, But as you can see here, I can spend €5 and basically get 3,000 fighter currency, or €20 and get 6,000 fighter currency, and of course Gleamium as a return, which is pretty good. €20, it can be a kind of a lot if you ask me. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's essentially the overall basic idea. As much as I hate saying this, just play the game, but don't just play the game. Unlock characters to get the points. And I know I did talk about that, and I do have a lot of the characters purchased because I did buy them, and my life is easier. And you will only have a certain amount of characters unlocked, but that's the thing. The game rotates in between the characters, so you will basically get to a point where a character you've never got to play as will be unlocked, and then you will be able to collect enough of that in-game currency to then basically purchase that character, or you might just have those tokens. But I feel like if you're watching this video, you're specifically looking for it to essentially be allowed to purchase characters inside of the game. It's not easy, and it's not the best this strategy, but it definitely is one. So hopefully this video helped you out in some kind of way. If it didn't, then I do apologize. If there's any other videos or guides you are looking for with MultiVersus, I'm trying to cover them in my own pace, just so I can kind of fully understand it, fully break down everything, so I don't go out there and make a video and it's like completely incorrect. I do tend to do that, so I do apologize about that. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.